Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name's Leah and this is the Leah Way, and I wanted to show you six with a seventh twist ways of using the Hobonichi Weeks. For 2024, I have two Hobonichi Weeks. One is going to be for my social media content and one is going to be purely for my day job. And the reason for that is I find them really functional. The way that I used them last year was for my health and well-being. I'm actually moving my health and well-being into my self-care planner for 2024, which is a Wonderland B6 all-in-one. And there's a reason for that, because I'm just adding a lot more into that and things that I want to capture in that self-care planner. This, I was trying to just find patterns, etc. So I'll show you each one. I'm going to show you how I used it, and then I'll show you the ways in which I trialed to see what would work best, show you ways that you can use it and things that you can do with a week's planner. Ultimately, the Hobonichi Weeks, if I was told you could only have one planner for the rest of your life, this would be the one that I would go for. I would always pick this over anything, even though I love and sell the Wonderland 222. This would be the one that I would choose because it is so functional. It's the one that gets me to be more productive than anything else. So this was one of the setups from last year. It's one of the setups that really worked for me. Not last year, this year. We're in 2023 still, but feels like last year because I've got my new diaries. So essentially what I was trying to do last year, what I was trying to do this year was I wanted to track my steps. And I have to say this has fallen to the wayside a little bit, so I need to like pick it back up. Track my steps, track my meals, track like how I was feeling the day after, how I was sleeping, how I was, what my mood was, but in a different way, like if I had any symptoms of anything, because I was starting to feel a little bit rough at this end of the spectrum. I also wanted to see how my sleep was and track my sleep, because I don't sleep very well at all. I tend to get, look, I mean, even here, I barely get 8 hours. I get around 6, 7 a night if I'm lucky. And then I wanted to track my fluid intakes. I also wanted to have a bit of a self-care tracker because weirdly, sometimes, and it's an ADHD thing, I forget to brush my teeth, for example. Like I've had breakfast, I just get on with work and I forget to brush my teeth. And although that is really, really gross, sometimes it does happen. I only need to wash my hair like once a week. So I do put that in there because I've got curly hair, but sometimes I wash it more, but I don't have to wash it more than once. And like showering and bathing, again, I sometimes have 2 showers a day. I sometimes don't have a shower, so it might have been that I've had one the night before or a bath the night before, even though I've had a shower in the morning, and then I will just be fine for the day because I'm working from home. So, sometimes that happens. And that might be gross to some people, but I'm fine with it and my partner's fine with it, so it's fine. I also wanted to sort of, track whether I was walking the dogs and doing my 10k steps, and then my me time as well, and, taking some time out for me, doing a bit of reading. So that was very much my self-care tracker. And I really enjoyed the spread doing it this way and putting it in this landscape way. It did mean that there was less room to write this way, but what I thought was it'd be easier to write anything I wanted to. So I used to write about my health and how I felt overall, and then how I felt. I just wanted to keep track of how I was feeling in certain months. And it's interesting because I look back and I was really suffering from anxiety, and I've never, ever suffered with anxiety as far as I know. And it's as I've got older, this is happening, and anxiety is rearing its head quite a lot. I wanted to see how good I was at not spending, because I'm terrible at not spending, and also taking my brown inhaler. Again, I needed something to track it. Also, what should have gone in here but never did because it was in my main catch-all was my vitamins, but I plan to do that as well. So that is something that I really enjoyed. There were a few that I didn't like. You can see I kind of followed it through the same. And then I did this really odd, I did this one, which I quite liked, which had like, when I was doing a bit of like weight, and then what I was going to have dinners wise. And I did the water and sleep in the same tracker. I still did my other tracker, my to-do list. I had a sticker a day there because I had this there. So there were things that I'd done that I wasn't keen on. I also had like a weird, here, this one. I tried it this way, where I was trying to like do everything in one. I didn't like this at all. I didn't enjoy this spread whatsoever. So it was worth trying out different things, but it just didn't work for me. So moving on, in terms of how flexible this is, I'll just show you something that I did do. I trialed a vertical spread with the week. So I just completely flipped it round. And the way that I use my vertical spread is I always have like my top 3 things that I want to do in the morning, and then I add my appointments in, and then usually I just add everything afterwards. But I thought this was a really good idea. If you wanted something to just keep in your handbag, you could still do your vertical spreads if that's something that you wanted to do, and then transfer it into your vertical planner, memory planner, whatever that was. So you've got the option to have that without, I mean, there's so much flexibility in this. I genuinely love it so much. I knew when it all came out that I would definitely have another week's planner. So let me just go back to the ones that I trialed. So in order to know what I wanted to get out of my planner, I wanted to know, you know, was it productivity that I wanted? Was it functional? Was it just a very quick brain dump? Was it a to-do list? And I tried different things, and I wanted to go through them with you because this might be helpful for you, or it might not be. I saw somebody on YouTube, and my goodness, I can't remember their name, so I apologise, but I will link the video below because it was so helpful. And they were talking about you can just use a notebook for this. They used their weeks, and I was like, that is such a good idea. So what they do at the end of the week is they brain dump everything they need to do in the next week. They put it on this page and they put it all in. What do I need to do? Just fill that list out as much as I can. Then when they get to the Monday, they sort of start picking out the things that need to go in Monday, and each time they try and pick out what things need to go in which days. So they fill up what each day is going to have a to-do list that they need to prioritise, and they will prioritise it as well by going through it and seeing which ones are the biggest priorities and then pop it in there. And I thought that was a really good idea because then you've broken down, I mean, that is a really big list, and you think, oh my God, I've got so much to do. But then if you're doing 5 things in a day, that's better than no things. You sit like all of these. So it helps to just sort of just break it down into smaller chunks. The way that they did it was they did split it down here, which I love because you get these, let's see if I can give you a blank page. You get these little dots that can break down each of these horizontal spreads. Love it. I love that. So just use a ruler, I use a pen, and then I can put my appointments down here and then put my tasks here and then tick them off as I go along. You can decorate if you want to, or if you want to just get stuff done. This is the way to get stuff done. I think this is a really quick and easy way to do it. Forget bullet journaling, forget setting things up, forget stickers. If you have a lot to do it in here. Do it this way. I think this is a very quick and easy way to just get it done. It's just a tick list. So I loved this. I took it one step further because I then, although I love this, I wouldn't use it for work. I don't need to use it. I have other things. I want to know my productivity. So the way that I'm using it for work, and I have been using it for work, is in this way. So what I do is, similarly to the other spread, is I split down one of the thirds and use that for my appointments or meetings that I've got at work. Then I put my to-do list in this side, but I actually just put the to-do list for each day. So I felt like that was a lot easier for me, is just say what I need to do, like from what I've done, you know, on the Friday, just put it in, what needs to be done, the top 2 things that need to be done. So all done. things that I have to do every day and the productivity way of doing things that I want to make sure is done, dusted and out parked, is, you know, clearing my inbox, clearing the shared inbox, updating, you know, things that we need to update daily so that they are there, they're updated and they're ready for the people to pick up. This is literally just sort of an admin productivity way of doing things. But I felt like it was really good for me to have those in there, and then I can improve on that, or I can minimize it. I can take things out, I can make it easier, I can add things in, things that I can see, any patterns that I can see that are emerging in terms of what I need to do every day. So how that works is you set up what you want to do. If it's every single day, you leave them blank so that you can put the dot in to say you've done it. If it's only one day a week, then just colour in the other boxes, just shade them in to show which day it is that you need to do it a week. Then I add up all of the blank boxes, and it totaled 31. And then at the end of the week, I add up all of the dots or crosses or whatever you want to do. And then I put that in there, and then you divide 27 by 31. You times it by 100 and you get your percentage, and that's your productivity percentage. And now you want that, you might have a goal in mind. It's a goal that you might want to set yourself at the beginning of the year. You might say that you want to have 95% productivity or minimum of 85% productivity. So at least you're surpassing that. If you're not, how do you amend it? What do you need to do? What things are not getting done? Do you need help? You know, it's a really good way of spotting those patterns about what is difficult to get done in the time that you've got. When you're working as well, like we have got so much to do these days in a 9-to-5 job, or 9 to 5:30, whatever it is. And, you know, we're so busy, and a lot of us are doing the work of 2 or 3 people now, because people just expect that. They expect you to work later. And I try to at least say, look, you know, this is the realistic things that I can get done in a day, and this is the minimum that you're asking of me, and this is the maximum you're going to get, for example. And then because it's on the week, I find it really useful to just have a note section. So if I am writing things down, it's so much easier if I've written the notes down in here. I could do it a different way and use this for trackers. I could use it for anything I wanted to that was work related. I could have a Gantt chart in here if I wanted to, and list down all of the tasks that I need to complete, and then just, you know, have a dates in there to make sure they're done. Just if it's a project specifically, I can do that, and I can still do that because my work is quite project based. And use the back pages as note pages, and that is absolutely fine because I have done that before, and that's why I wanted the Mega Weeks, because I do use it for note pages when I'm going to meetings. I do like to write things down. I don't always reread them, but I do find it really useful to write it down. It goes in if I write it down. Obviously my work is only Monday to Friday, so it does leave these 2 boxes here. Now I could just get a sticker and cover them, and then you like write on that, or I could decorate it if I really wanted to, or I could use it for something else. I could use it for pre-planning, whatever I wanted to do. Or, you know, there is space here for me to utilize. I will usually not leave space because I don't like it. Like, this is beautiful paper and this is a great planner, so let's use everything we can. And then finally, if you wanted to use this for everything but still wanted to be productive, this is what I have designed. And so you've got those 2 lines that you can put to make it into 3 separate areas, and at the top I've just used a Tombow, highlighted each one, put home as in like what we're doing at home, home life, work, and then content, and then just, it's a planner. It's a very quick plan, plot, appointments, things that you want to get done, just put them in, but put them in the dates that you want them to be done. So that's quite easy, and I think that's really useful. You can just see it all in one go. You can see if anything clashes. So for example, I'm like, I've got a vet appointment then, but I also want to edit, upload and publish a video. So, you know, where do things clash? How am I going to organise all of my stuff against other things? So I think that's a really good way to use this side if you've got more than one thing going on at a time. So it could be you, your partner and your children's schedules that you want to put in there. You might be a carer and you might be caring for your elderly parents, so you might want to do their appointments, your work appointments, your home appointments, so you've got those in there so that you can just see if anything clashes. It's just all in one place. You could use the front monthly calendar to do that, but I feel like you've just got more room to do it here, and you can see it all in one place. You can forward plan, absolutely, because the dates are here, and you could literally just put the lines. If you knew this is how you were going to do it, put the lines in immediately and then just start plotting it, so you don't need to worry about it. And then for productivity, I've filled almost the whole page, and so I've got the home, which is these things. These are my self-care things. Then I've got my work, and I've got those ones in there, and then I've got my content and my social media, and that's all in there. Things that I want to do every single day, or at least plan for the week that I need to do. So it's completely productive. There's no note taking in here. Again, I can use the back for note taking, but I find that this is a really good way to, it's just very quick. You do have to take time to set this up, and I would recommend doing it like the week before. Or if you knew it was going to be every week, just do it. Do it for every week. I would say take it week by week, because things might not work. Like you might be like, I don't need to have film, edit, upload and publish for each of my channels. I'll just do it for the one, or I'll just have those as things and it'll just be for either or, because I'm never going to do them on the same day. For example, like this, they're going to be different. So I might as well just keep it as publish and work out which one it is. Then the same with like Insta posts, it's never going to be the same day, so it's going to be every day, but it's just going to be an Insta post is done. And then you can be a little bit more, you know, lenient with how you're using this, or add more in that are going to be more useful. So that's a really, really good way of using the space, and having more than one thing in the planner. So, you know, I'm using mine separately. I have got one for work, like I've said, and it's purely for productivity, and I do find it really works. I do like to have a separate planner for work. I just do. But if you did want it all in one, this is a really good way to do it. Another way for that to-do list, though, is to do a bit of a brain dump, but have it so you can break it down into whether it's a task, a project, a calendar. So if it needs to go, like if it's a date that you need to put in the calendar, or if you're waiting on something before. There are certain ways that you can do it. I chose these 4. I know there are other ones like reference and there's some other things, but I just choose these 4 because this works for me. So you can identify, just put everything down, what needs to happen, what you want to do. It could be a long-term goal, it could be a short-term thing, just get it all down. Everything that you write down, then you just categorize it into whether it is a task. So can it be done immediately? So contact vets, Rupert's boosters, for example, that's going to be an immediate thing. But if it's to redecorate the bedroom, we've had that conversation, that is then a project. With the projects, I would then create another one and then start to brain dump what you need to do as the tasks, and then work out a time scale. So, you know, it's just, if you want to be productive and you want this to be functional, it absolutely can be. I just find it very, very useful. I think it is one of the best planners. And I mean, I did use it for a good, 6 months, and it didn't bulk up too much. I love it though. I absolutely love it. And I'm so glad that I have one for next year. Oh, something mucky on it. But they are the 6 different ways in which you can use, with the 7th bonus task planner, that you can use the Hobonichi Weeks to just work for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you use it in a different way, and if I could add anything to this video or create a new one. Send me videos, that would be wonderful. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, please do. That would really make my day. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.